Hi friends, we start with our next problem solving session. If you have not subscribed, comment and like my channel. Please do it. Please subscribe my channel, because once you subscribe my channel, it will be more easy for you to go through my all video sessions. So this is again next video session in which you will able to understand various basic concepts of networks and how those concepts are applicable in solving the various problem. Okay, so friends, we start with the problem solving session for KCL and KVL. So this is our first problem. Here this is the voltage 30 volt, this is 10 volt, this is 8 volt, and here is the voltage VAB. This question was asked in GATE, and not knowingly the year, but yes, this question was asked in GATE. You have to find the value of I, but here I will take some value of VAB also. So here you have to find the value of VAB and I. Okay, what you have to find? You have to find the value of VAB and I. These two parameters you have to find in this problem. So always keep in mind, when there is a single type of mesh or say two mesh, generally we used to apply the concept of KVL. But when there are multiple parallel branches, one can easily apply the concept of node analysis. See, that is only possible when you go through the number of problems, and you will get an experience what is applicable. I mean, either you apply KCL to solve the problem or you apply KVL to solve the problem in a easiest manner. Okay, so that comes with your experience when you solve a lot of problems in networks. So here we start with this problem. See, first of all, for finding out VAB, we must know the value of I. So how we will find the value of I? What I am doing here, I am simply applying the law of KVL. Just see, I am applying the law of KVL. What I am doing? I am applying the law of KVL here to find the value of I. So when I am applying a KVL law, as I said, first of all, see what are the number of voltage source which is present here. So when we start from here to minus to plus, it is 30, that is plus, again minus to plus, it is 10, and when we are coming here, it is plus to minus, drop in the voltage, that comes to be minus 8. Now is there any voltage source? No. Now there is no voltage source, so that should be equal to the current flowing through the resistance. Now this is the resistance 3, this is the resistance 5. Since the same current is flowing in the resistance, it means the resistance are in series, as I earlier mentioned in my previous video. So these two resistance when come to in series, that is 3 and 5, since current is common, so you can say it is what? Is 8 into the current is what? I, because this I is flowing in this entire branch. So very easily you can find 40 minus of 8, that comes to be 32, that is 8I, or I is what? 32 by 8, or you can say it is what? 4 ampere. The value of I comes to be 4 ampere. Okay, so first we have find the value of I, that is 4 ampere. Now come to the value of VAB. When we have to find the value of VAB, either we apply the loop in this manner or we apply the loop in this manner. Very important thing is VAB is an open circuit voltage. Now the another concept which is coming here in this question, see, in each and every question we will see the different aspects of current and voltage. What type of current, what type of voltage, what is their properties basically present. So if you see these two terminal A and B and the voltage across this I have mentioned as VAB. So basically this voltage is what? This is an open circuit voltage appearing across these two terminal. Okay, it is not connected, but yes, there is some voltage because of these two terminal. A voltage is appearing. This voltage is known as open circuit voltage and we call it as VAB. So when we are finding the value of VAB here, see, when we are finding the value of VAB here, I am applying this loop in this fashion. Okay, yes, you can apply to find out the value of VAB. So what is the voltage which is present here? See, What is the voltage which is present here? It is -2 plus VAB, which we have to find. As we are moving one more voltage, that is minus of 8 plus 2 minus, and is there any voltage source present? No. So that should be equal to the resistance into the current, so it comes to be 5I. So you can say VAB is equal to 5I plus 8. What is the value of I? That is 4, so that comes to be 20 plus 8, so that comes to be 28 volt. Very important. This is the value of VAB. Very simple. It was a 1 mark question in GATE. Okay, so we have find the value of I and we have find the value of VAB. Just by repeating my video, you understand once again that this concept. Okay friends, we come to the next problem. I have taken this as our next problem. Here, if you see this circuit, here there are different type of resistance. This is the current I. You will see these are the branches in which different current is given here. With these are the resistance. Okay. So you have to basically find the value of I. You have to find the value of I. What is the value of I for this particular network? I have taken this problem specifically to explain you how the current is divided in the circuit and how it has to be verified while solving the problem. Very important question. Just try to build up your concept of division of current in a network. Okay. So this was the question. Please see, this was the question, and now I have redrawn this figure to here to solve the problem how we find the value of current I. In such type of question, you will see if when you have to find the I, simply by applying the law of KVL, one can find the value of I. But how we apply that law of KVL? Now you see, this 70 current, the 70 ampere of current is entering in this node, this I is coming here. So whenever what happen, this will add up and enters into this branch. So I have right here this I plus 70 ampere and it comes to be here I plus 70. Now you see, as per the problem, 120 ampere current is coming out from this branch. So what happened? This I plus 70 is coming and 120 is going in this direction. So it means I plus 70 minus of 120. I plus 70 minus of 120. So what is the current here? So that current is here is what? I minus of 50 ampere, which is flowing in 0.03 ohm resistance. Similarly, when you come here, this 60 ampere is coming towards this branch and this current is also coming here. So what happened? This two current added here and enters here. Yes, very simple. This current coming here, this current is coming here, it is added and now it enters into this branch. So what happened when I minus 50 and 60 will be added? The current flowing in this branch will be I plus 10. Now when you come to this node, this 60 ampere current is going out from this node. It means this current is coming, some current is going then this direction. So definitely some of the current will enter into this branch. So what is that current? This current minus of this current. So when you separate I plus 10 minus of 60, that comes to be what? I minus of 50. Yes, very simple calculation. And now again you see, when I minus 50 is coming here and 80 ampere is coming here, so both the current is added, I minus 50 plus 80, so that comes to be what? That this is I plus 30 ampere, the current which is flowing in this branch. Now the very important thing here is, when I plus 30 ampere current comes to here, this 30 ampere current goes from this node. So I plus 30, if you subtract this 30, what is the current here? Yes, the current is I. It means whatever the current division we have taken in this network is correct. Why? Because at the end, the current which actually required in this resistance must be I and it is coming I. Okay, very important concept of dividing the current, and before solving the problem itself, you are now comfortable with the condition that yes, whatever the current is divided in the resistance is absolutely correct. Okay, so this was its second part. Now come to what we will do. Now we will find the value of current I for this particular network. So as I said, we apply the KVL in the same direction. So once you apply the KVL in this direction, one can able to find the value of I. Now we apply the KVL. First of all, is there any source, voltage source? No, so it is 0. That should be equal to, first I have start from here. See, these are all 0.01 type of resistance, 3, 2. So I have multiplied by 100. So directly I am going to take, it's a single value. Okay, so what it is here, 0.01 into I, that is, you can say 1 into I, because as I said I have multiplied by 100. So that comes to be I. Then comes to this resistance, again it is 0.0, that is 1. So it is I plus 70. So here it is coming I plus 70. Now come to here, we are moving in this fashion. Now come to here, it is I minus 50, but it is here is resistance is what, that is 3 ohm, because we have multiplied by 100. So it is 3 into I minus of 50. Comes to here, again it is 1 into I plus 10. Comes to here, again it is what, 0.02 ohm, so it is 2 into I minus of 50. And when comes to here, again it is 0.02 ohm, so it is 2 into I plus of 30. That should be equal to what, 0. So this is your KVL equation. Okay, this is your what, KVL equation. So now with the help of this KVL equation, one can easily find the value of I. Doing this, just see here, this is I plus I, 2I, 5I, 6I, 8I and 10I. Once again we will solve it as I plus I, 2I, 3 to 5, 5I, 6I, 8I and 8 plus 2, that is 10I. So 0 is equal to 10I. Then 70 minus of 150, 70 plus 10, 80, minus of 150 minus of 100. So I write it here as 80 minus of 150 minus of 100, it is minus of 250 and it is what, 60. Okay, you can solve simply an algebraic equation to solve, or what it is, 140 minus of 250 and I, or it is minus of 60, 110. Yes, so I is equal to what, 11 ampere. Very important. So I think you most of you understand how we have solved this complex network in a very easiest way, and just we have find the value of I, that is 11 ampere. Okay, this, please see this circuit. Here it is 3 ohm, 2 ohm, the voltage across this 2 ohm resistance is V0, 1 ohm, 3 volt, 5 ohm, and this is a 4 V0 of a dependent source. As I told you earlier, this is a dependent source whose values depend upon this V0, and where this V0 is appearing across the 2 ohm resistance. Very important. Okay, so here you have to find the value of V0. So this is a specific problem in which I will going to explain you certain concepts, like this is a dependent source and whose value is dependent upon this value V0. So basically you have to find this value V0. Now how you solve this network? See, either you can apply KVL also, or you can apply KCL also. By both the method, yes, you will get the answer, but we have to always first analyze the network and apply the method in which one can able to solve the problem with less time. Actually, you always have a limited time in your competitive examinations, and while solving the networks, you must have to keep in mind, you have to opt the technique which gives you less response times to find out the solutions. So now in this specific problem, what I am going to tell you is one important concept. I have again redrawn this network here. Please see, sometimes what people used to do a mistake, that if they find a voltage which is close to a certain node, they just say that this 3 volt is appearing on this node, and one can easily solve this problem just by applying KCL at this node, and you will find whatever the answer you are obtaining, it is in your option. and actually that is wrong. Why? The point is this 3 volt is not going to appear on this node. Very important thing, please keep in your mind, this 3 volt voltage is not appearing on this node. Why? Because this 1 ohm resistance is present here. Since some voltage drop will occur here, so whatever the voltage is at this node is the total voltage across this branch. So this 3 volt is not appear on this node. Please keep a note of this. This 3 volt is not appearing on this node. Okay. So you cannot say this 3 volt is the voltage at this node. So now how you will find? Yes, I considered that let some voltage is there and we say that voltage is V1. So V1 is the voltage at this node, and if you find the value of V1 with the help of V0, so one can able to solve this network. So what I will do, I will going to explain one more important concept here which I earlier told you in my previous videos about the voltage division rule. So yes, voltage division and current division you have to apply wherever you find yes the application is possible. Okay, so in this network if you see this voltage V0 is appearing across 2 ohm, I can redraw this network as, yes, I can say this is the voltage V0. Yes, I can say this is the voltage V0 which is appearing across 2 ohm resistance, and again the very important thing, V0 is your open circuit voltage. So can you find V0, or I can say you can find the relation between V0 and V1 with the help of voltage division technique? Yes, definitely. Why? Because V0 is the node voltage across this branch. This is your 3 ohm resistance, this is your 2 ohm resistance. I can redraw this network. Please see, very important thing, I can write it as in this form also. Okay, whatever here it is, the voltage here is what? It is V1, and this is your 3 ohm resistance, this is your 2 ohm resistance, and there is some voltage known as V0. Are you able to understand? Yes. I can make this circuit like this also, there is no issue. Yes. So can you find the value of V0 since this is an applied voltage V1 here? Yes, the value of V0 is what? Basically it is the voltage appearing across this resistance, that is 2 into V1, this voltage upon sum of this resistance. So that comes to be 2V1 upon 5. This is the value of V0. This is the value of V0, or you can say the value of V1 is 5V0 upon 2, or call it as 2.5 V0. This is the value of V1. Now if you know the value of V1, one can directly apply nodal analysis here. See, I am applying a nodal analysis here at this node. At this node, apply nodal analysis. Yes, applying nodal analysis. At this node, I am directly applying the nodal analysis. So what will happen? This voltage V1 upon 5, 3 plus 2, since resistance are in series, so whatever the current here is what? This voltage divided by sum of these two resistance. So V1 upon 3 plus 2, 5. So that is the current which is coming here. As I said earlier, we always consider the current is coming out from the node. So this current is going in this direction, this current is going in this direction, this current is going in this direction. For the timing, if you see, I can write here as I1, I2, I3 just for understanding. So as per node analysis, you can say I1 plus I2 plus I3 is 0, and the same equation I am applying here. So what is the value of I1? I1 is basically what? V1 upon sum of these two resistance. So it is V1 upon 5. Yes, plus if you talk about I2, I2 is what? The difference of voltage. Here it is V1, here it is 3 volt. So V1 minus of 3 volt divided by, is there a resistance? Yes, that is 1 ohm, plus if you go to this side, it is what? It is V1. Now you find one more source that is dependent in nature. There is no issue in dependent source, simply we have to put the value like this. Okay, so don't confuse with the dependent source. People always think about when a dependent source comes, the problem will become very difficult. It's not like that. This is a very simple solution, a very simple KCL equation I have mentioned here. So now your task is to just replace the value of V1 and get the answer. So I can write here once again, this equation is V1 plus of 5V1 minus 15 plus of V1 minus of 4V0 is equal to 0. Here to here. Yes. V1 plus 5V1 minus of 15 plus of V1 minus of 4V0, that is equal to 0. Now I'm rubbing this, and minus of 4V0 is equal to what? That is 15. From here I am coming here. Please see the directions of arrow properly. 5 plus 1 6 plus 1 7 V1 minus of 4 V0 is equal to 15. Now the value of V1 is 2.5 V0, so it comes to be 7 into 2.5 V0 minus of 4 V0, that comes to be around 15. If you solve this, how much it is? 35. 17.5 minus of 4 V0 is equal to 15, or it comes to be around what? This comes to be around 13.5. Yes, is equal to 15. So the value of V0 comes to be 15 upon 13.5. When you divide it, the value of V0 comes to be around 1.11 volt. This is the value of V0. So again, this is a very important question in which we have understand the concept of this voltage will not appear on this node. The only reason is because this 1 ohm resistance is present here. And the next very important thing is you have to always think about how you apply voltage division and current division to resolve the network in a more easier way. Okay, with this problem is finished. Now we proceed to our next problem. Friends, now we proceed with our next problem. This is our next problem. This is a network which consists of several resistance connected in parallel form, and there are some current sources whose value is mentioned. In this network, basically you have to find the value of current, that is I1, I2, I3 and I4. You have to find I1, I2, I3 and I4. Yes, these are the value you have to find in this network. Now how you solve? As I already told you that whenever you find a lot of parallel branches in a network, it is easiest to apply a nodal analysis, and one can find the voltage, and with the help of that you can find the current across different branches. Okay, so here in this network I have redrawn that network. Now you see the current are the same as I1, I2, I3, I4. Now I consider that the voltage is V1 here. Now very important thing, if the voltage is V1 here, definitely the voltage here also is V1. Why? Because these are the same nodes, because there is no resistance, no voltage drop. So whatever the voltage appear here will appear here. Okay, so I think it is clear to all of you. Similarly, if I consider the voltage here as V2, so whatever the voltage here is V2, it means this voltage is also V2. Why? Because the node are same, but you don't say that V1 and V2 are equal, because there is a current source between this. This is the current source which is in between these two voltage source, not voltage source, these two nodes. So this is V1, this is V2, and first our task is to find the value of V1 and V2. So this we will find using nodal analysis. Okay, so why I am solving these questions is just to understand the basic concepts of how to find the current and voltage with the help of KCL and KVL. Now we apply here our KCL analysis. So at this, first of all I am applying at node V1. Okay, we will apply at V1. So I am writing the KCL equation here. This is the current, this is the current, this is the current, and this is the current at this particular node V1. This is combined node known as V1. So if I call this current, this current, this current, and this current, so now you see again at this node the current is coming towards the node, this 4 ampere. So how it is? It is minus of 4 ampere as we already discussed. Now if I talk about this value of current, so this is the current is what? It is V1 upon 5. Yes, it is V1 upon 5, the current which is flowing in this manner. Similarly, if I talk, see these two nodes are common node. I can rub it and join it. Okay, so don't confuse with this. What is the current here? There is no current because the nodes are common. Okay. Similarly, if I talk here, what is the current here? It is V1 upon 10. Yes, the current which is flowing here, that is your I2. V1 upon 5, the current is your I1. Now, is there any more current? Yes, one current which is coming towards the node V1, that is what? 2 ampere, and again it is coming towards the node. I call it as minus of 2, that should be equal to 0. So you can say the algebraic sum of current at this node is 0. With this we have write the first equation, very important. This is our very important first equation for node V1. Okay. Similarly, I will write for, or if you say I can solve it, yes, we will solve it. So we will multiply it by 10 and it is minus 6. It comes to be minus of 60. Okay, plus twice of V1 plus of V1. That should be equal to 0. I just multiplied, add this, so minus 4 minus 2 minus 6 multiplied by 10, it is minus of 60, it is 2V1 and this is V1, that is equal to 0. So you can say 3V1 is equal to 60 volt, or you can say V1 is equal to 60 by 3, that comes to be 20 volt. So the value of here V1 comes to be 20 volt. This we have just now find from here. Okay, so this is the value of V1. Now similarly one can find the value of V2. Now at V2 again we are applying. So at V2 again you see 5 ampere current going out from the node, so that comes to be plus 5. Whatever the current here is V2 by 3, this current, whatever the current here, it is V2 by 10. Yes, and one more current which is also going out from this node, and it is what? This is plus 2, that is equal to 0. So this is a again KCL equation for node V2. Okay, once again I am explaining. The current which is going out from the node, that is plus 5. This is the current, that is V2 by 3. This is the current, that is V2 by 10, and again the current is going out from this node, so that comes to be plus 2. So if you solve this, again I am solving by just by multiplying what? Yes, we have to multiply it by 30. So that comes to be 5, 7, and 7 in 7, 3, 210 plus 10 V2 plus 3 V2, that is equal to 0. I have just multiplied by 30. This 5 plus 2 is 7, 7 3 is 21, so it is 210 plus 10 V2 plus 3 V2. So that comes to be around 13 V2, that is 210. So you can say V2 is equal to 210 upon 13 minus, very important thing, it is minus of volt. So this is the value of V2. So once you can find the value of V1 and V2, you can easily find the value of I1, I2, I3, I4. Now if I say the value of I1, since I1, I2, I3, I4 is the given current, so I1 is what? As I said, it is V1 by 5. Now see here, I1 is what? It is V1 by 5. So V1 is 20, 20 by 5, that comes to be 4 ampere. Similarly, if I talk about I2, I2 is what? It is V1 by 10. So it is 20 by 10, that comes to be 2 ampere. Yes, the value of I1 and I2. Similarly, you can find the value of I3. I3, it is what? That is V2 by 10. V2 is what? Your V2 is minus 210 upon 13 again into 10, so that comes to be around minus 21 by 13 ampere. Similarly, if you find the value of I4, that comes to be what? That is V2 by 3. V2 is what? That is minus 210 by 13 into 3, or you can say it is minus of 70 by 13 amperes. So with this problem is finished, and we have find the value of I1, I2, I3 and I4. Again, the very important thing, you have to understand how we have applied the nodal analysis in this question to find the value of I1, I2, I3 and I4. Okay. Okay, we move with the next problem. Okay friends, we go with the next problem. This is your next problem. Okay, now in this problem you will see this problem was asked in I think 2020 or 21 GATE question. It is a 1 mark question in which they have asked the value of I think 1 mark or 2 mark question was there, and they have find the value of I. So this is a 7 ohm resistance PQ. The current is flowing between PQ is I, 6 ohm, 2 ohm, 3 ohm, 2 ohm, and this 5 ampere current source. Very important thing, this branch is not connected. It is a branch which is just above this branch. Okay, so that's why I have made this sign. This sign represent that it is not connected. It is just over and above the branch PQ. Okay, so we have to find the value of I. Now how we find the value of I? So I have redraw this network to here. See, this is one node and this is one node. See, these nodes are actually a common node. If you see, these two nodes are connected by a simple wire. That means these two nodes are a common node. So if I take this node and superimpose on here, if I take this node and superimposed here, it means I just mold that wire and put it here. So what happened? See, this 6 ohm and this 3 ohm resistance comes into parallel. Yes, this 6 ohm and 3 ohm resistance comes into parallel here. 7 ohm as it is. Similarly, this 2 ohm and this 2 ohm resistance also comes into parallel, and already there is a parallel current source of 5 ampere which is flowing in this manner. So can we redraw this network into this form? Yes, you can redraw, but again the very important thing you have to keep in your mind, you have to practice too much, then only you will able to interpret the network and then redraw to solve it. Otherwise it is a very difficult network. You have to solve lot of calculation and then only you can able to find the value of I, and maybe it is wrong, but this is the correct way, and it is only possible when you do lot of practices of numerical problems. Now, so from here to here we have draw the network. Now from here again you see these two resistance are coming to parallel. As I said, to find out the equivalent resistance of parallel resistors, multiply these resistance and sum of these. Just write here, that is 6 into 3 upon 6 plus 3, R1 into R2 upon R1 plus R2. So it is 18 by 9, or that comes to be 2 ohm. So the parallel combination comes to be 2 ohm. This is 7 ohm. Again, whenever the resistors are same and they are connected in parallel, it gets halved. So the parallel combination of 2 ohm will become 1 ohm. So I have redrawn this network to here. So again, this is 2 ohm, 1 ohm, this is 7 ohm PQ, the current is I, and this is your current source 5 ampere. Now I just redraw this network to here. Again it is 2 ohm, so 7 ohm, 1 ohm, 5 volt, and this is now final network. Now the question comes to your mind, sir, how you have converted this into this, I mean this portion, how you converted this portion into this form. So it is known as source conversion. It means what you will do, whenever, just see, whenever there is a current source in parallel with the resistance, if say this is a current source I, this is R, you can convert into a voltage source with resistance which is series in nature. So if this is the direction of the current I, this is resistance R, this is your terminal AB. So similarly this terminal AB, and you can convert this into this form. How? Just by multiplying it. So the resistance remains here R, and here the voltage will become IR. And very important, the direction is the direction of the current. Whatever the direction of the arrowhead, that represent positive, and whatever its tail represent negative. Please keep in mind, very important concept. Whatever the direction of the head represent positive, tail represent negative. So this is it. This is its equivalent source transformation from current to now voltage. And similarly I have applied here. Now you see, when I convert into a series resistance R, that is 1 ohm, and it is converted into 5 into 1, that is 5 volt, and since it is heading towards upside, so this is the condition of your voltage source, that is 5 volt. Now one can apply KVL here and very easily find the value of I. If you apply here, how many voltage source? Yes, there is one voltage source, the value is 5 volt. It is 5 minus 2 plus 5, since we are moving in this fashion, so minus 2 plus it is 5, that is equal to how many resistance? 1, 2, 7. All resistance are having same current, so 7 plus 2, 9 plus 1, 10, so that comes to be 10 I. So the value of I comes to be how much? It is 0.5 ampere. Very simple. So we have find the value of I equal to 0.5 ampere. So just by repeating the video, once again you can understand the concept how we have find the value of I equal to 0.5 ampere. Okay.